What's going on, y'all? PsychedFolkx, giofvcks, and I'm back ironing clothes. I iron like every day. But let's talk about it. I'm noticing a lot of times in the social media world, atmosphere, or just with people in real world, people are basically feeling like you're bashing them by holding them accountable, by checking them for their ignorant, asinine, mediocre, lackluster, downright toxic, dysfunctional behaviors and actions. You're bashing them for holding them accountable and checking them on their bullshit. I've noticed that, and the reason I say this is because a lot of times there's this whole, we're bashing men by addressing the blatant homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, sexism, biphobia, lackluster behaviors and attitudes and ideologies and beliefs. We're bashing men by saying, hey, you should actually care about other people's feelings. We're bashing men because we're addressing the fact that, hey, you shouldn't want to be some low-hanging, lackluster, mediocre fuck that can't do anything for himself, let alone be of service to anybody that engages with him. We're bashing. Well, I will be a proud male basher, right? And let's go on and clarify and get the disclaimers out because you already know how it is. Yes, I am a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I am a proud alphabet warrior, okay? Yes, I am gay, I am trans, I am queer, I am intersex, I'm non-monogamous, polyamorous, and I'm here, and I'm thriving, and I'm prospering. And yes, I'm a basher. I'm a male basher. I don't really care, right? I will continue to be that basher. Because apparently, anytime that you don't subscribe to toxic masculinity, and you're not allowing yourself to be a part of the damn problem, because case in point, and I say this to bring up an example. I was literally called a simp, right? I'm a simp. I'm weak. I'm a pathetic person, pathetic man, because I believe in actually taking the people that I like, that I'm engaging with, that I'm trying to get to know, on dates. Oh my God, because I took somebody out on a date, I'm a simp. Because again, we're living in a society where so many men, rather they're cisgendered, transgendered, let's be honest, it's mostly cis men, but trans men also participate in toxic masculinity, homophobia, transphobia, internalized at that, sexism, misogyny, participate in the same toxic dysfunctional behaviors, right? They could, let's be real. There's some trans men, trans masculine people out here that's toxic. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. Okay, still doing the same mess. Okay, but apparently, I'm a simp because I paid to take somebody on a date, and I'm thinking to myself, like, again, if you're broke, just say that. You don't have the finances and the financial stability to actually be able to afford a date. Just say that. Because again, where is this place of projection and insecurity coming from where you're sitting up calling me a simp and pathetic because I paid to take somebody out to dinner? I mean, I'm getting to know them. We're on a date. It's mutual. And I just happen to have the financial stability, the financial resources. And mind you, it's not like I'm some rich, wealthy, I'm balling Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey. Like, I'm an everyday person working a full-time job, got a side hustle trying to get out of student loan debt and take care of my family. And I just happened to take somebody out to eat, and now I'm a simp. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? And that's the mindset. That's the mindset, right? You're a simp or you're not a real man because you have proper hygiene. Niggas is getting mad because women and the people that they're attracted to, because, right, men are very much gay, homosexual, bisexual, trans, you feel me? They're a part of the LGBT community, but so many, because of homophobia, are living double and quadruple lives, in the closet, on the DL. I mean, you got so many men that are like this when it comes to the closet. Like, they are literally locked up in this thing. Like, they are living their entire lives in the closet, behind closed doors, living double and quadruple lives. And they get upset when other people are, you know, open, honest, out the closet, living their truths, not sitting up here on the DL, lying to any and everybody that comes into contact with them. You know, we're the simps. You know, we're the FAGs, right? You know, we're all the negatives because we're out the closet living our truths and being honest. You know, again, telling the truth is now simping, right? Being honest and forthcoming is a feminine trait, according to a lot of these red pill, you know, MGTOW, men going their own way. A lot of y'all are psychotic. I'm just going to be honest. You know what I mean? That's my personal opinion at this point. That's my personal opinion. You know, telling the truth, that's simping. That's a feminine trait. Having a genuine personality and being honest and forthcoming, that's also a feminine trait. Having proper hygiene, like washing your hands and making sure that you don't have dirt and mess underneath your nails. You know, making sure that your facial hair and your beard is upkeep. Making sure that you got a skincare routine, or, you know, taking care of yourself, grooming yourself. All of that is seen as simping and feminine. Okay, that's just how psychotic some of these people are, in my opinion. You know, having proper communication skills. You know, actually caring about what a person is saying and going through. Being mindful of how their day went. Wanting to spend time with somebody. Wanting to spend money on somebody. All of this is seen as being weak and pathetic, and you're a simp and blah, blah, blah. But these are also the same men who get on social media to complain that they can't find the women of their dreams, or the men or the people of their dreams. And I'm sitting here thinking, why would anybody want to date somebody that doesn't want to communicate, is a freaking habitual pathological liar, doesn't have a job, a source of income, literally is using and manipulating people to get what they want, not because they actually care about the person. I mean, let's keep in mind, it's December. We are well into hobosexual season, where you will literally have these narcissistic, toxic, dysfunctional people pop out of the woodwork, fake an entire relationship just so they can have a place to stay. And you're wondering why people don't want to date you? Like, you're questioning why people are making the decision to just be single and have fun than actually be associated with such low-hanging, mediocre fucks such as yourself? Like, that's a real, genuine question. Like, there was literally a post on Twitter the other day where, again, it was a cis-het man who made a tweet literally bashing, using your terminology, but upset that women have degrees and jobs and careers, but you have all of this, but you're alone, you still single. And it's like, but if you notice, you don't really see women complaining about having degrees and careers and money and autonomy. They seem to be pretty much happy and fine. But you know who's always complaining about this? The so-called cis-het man that doesn't need any of the bitches and the hoes. I don't got any love for these hoes. I got my niggas. It's niggas over bitches. Money over bitches. Yet you're the population of people that's constantly complaining that the women are not interested in you. And then you try to project, oh, nobody cares about your degrees. Nobody cares about your car. Nobody cares about your job. Nobody cares about your business. Nobody cares about your lunch and brunch dates because you're still single. Ha ha, you're single. You don't have a man. You're lonely in the bed. Meanwhile, these women have roses. Like, they're buying, like, they have all of these sex toys that, let's be honest, in many cases are way better than a cis man or anybody for that matter, because it's a fucking electronic device. It's gonna last longer, not to mention don't have to worry about sexually transmitted diseases, don't have to worry about unwanted pregnancies, don't have to worry about unwanted feelings and wasting your damn time on a dead-end person and situation. So it's like, but again, I thought it was money over bitches. from the looks of it, the women actually put money, their self-love, their self-worth, their self-respect, their goals, and what they wanted out of life, and they went for it. And you're upset because you didn't do shit with your life. So now you're spending all your day complaining that, you know, they got all of this, but they single. But yet, again, it's mostly you. It's mostly you men. It's mostly men, guys. Let's be real, complaining here. Okay, now don't get me wrong. In the same breath, there are people who have all of these accolades, all of these accomplishments. I made a video a few months ago talking about how, in my opinion, a lot of this high value shit is just a nice way of saying, I have all of these things and accomplishments to cover up all of my toxicities and insecurities. Because there are a lot of people who will list, I have a car, I have a house, I have this bank account, I got an IRA, I've got this investment, I got this degree, this certification, I'm going on this vacation, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But it's a lot of insecurities. They have all of these things, but they use all of these accomplishments or the things that they have to cover up all of the insecurities instead of going to counseling and therapy and working on self. So they think that my degree, and then like I said this in my video a couple of months ago, in my opinion and in my lived experiences, you will meet people that have all of these accomplishments and accolades, but when you actually get to know them, they are the driest, lackluster people in the world. They don't really have a personality because their entire personality is based off of their accomplishments. And you will realize it's not really somebody that you really want to be trying to be in a relationship with because it's very superficial, surface level, and materialistic most of the time, at least in my lived experiences, right? But I'm just saying, like, to get back to the gist of this video, we're bashing because we don't want to be toxic like you. And that's another thing that doesn't make sense as I affirm my gender as a trans man. It's just like how other men will get upset at you because you're not doing the same toxic things that they're doing. You know, because I'm not F bitches get money and sleeping around and lying behind people's backs and making it seem like I want to be in a committed monogamous relationship when I know damn well that that's not what I want. Because I'm not leading people on and lying and manipulating, you mad at me because I'm being honest with her, with him, with them. Really? Really, it's wild. You know, and it just goes to show you that's how toxic masculinity is upkept. Right? You need everybody to play their role and to continue to uphold this toxic behavior, this toxic ideology. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. When you look at narcissism and you look at toxic masculinity, it's really one and the same. I mean, it's really one and the same. That's why, you know, oftentimes when people are talking about narcissistic abuse and who was abusing them, it tends to be who? Right. And don't get me wrong, women, cis and trans, feminine people, non-binary people also can be very much narcissistic and suffer from narcissistic personality disorder and have a lot of narcissistic behaviors and participate in toxic masculinity, be homophobic, be transphobic, be biphobic, be a bigot, be toxic and dysfunctional. Can well also participate in these issues. I'm not saying that that's not the case. But what I am saying is I've noticed, again, most of this seems to be very much rooted in toxic masculinity, rooted in sexism and misogyny, rooted in just this. And the sad part is a lot of these men, and I want to give a shout out to Sarah Speaks. Again, I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel in the description box below. But she made a video hitting it on the nail. A lot of these men, a lot of us, are suffering from childhood trauma, childhood abuse, neglect, all kinds of things, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So many things have gone on. And instead of really getting that therapy, that counseling, going to a therapist, seeing a psychologist, seeing a psychiatrist, getting into therapy and counseling, potentially getting on medication and really working through these issues, so many of us choose to make it seem like nothing happened. We're not phased. And a lot of that is ego. You don't want to appear like you're hurt emotionally, physically, what have you. So you want to put on this, ain't nobody phasing me. I ain't even tripping. It is what it is. And then in reality, you're sitting up here holding on to that pain, to that traumatic incident, to that abuse. I mean, seriously, there's so many dudes that they have this vendetta against women, all because of what happened to them when they were 12, when they got turned down by the girl that they had a crush on in fucking 7th grade. And now he's 35 on this F bitches get money mess, all because of that girl in 7th grade. You'd be surprised. Or you have situations where, like Sarah said in her video, and it is spot on, you have situations where the man has a very abusive, toxic, dysfunctional relationship with his mother, or with his father, or with both sets of parents. So thus, he's out in everyday life as an adult, reenacting those same dysfunctional, toxic, abusive relationship dynamics that he had with his parents. But now he's reenacting that with the relationships he has with other women, other men, other people. Again, a lot of us have unchecked mental health diagnosis issues that need to be addressed. I really do believe a lot of the issues that we have is because of that, you know. But like I said, we're bashing if we recommend that, hey, men, cis men, trans men, masculine people, it's okay to cry. You're bashing. It's okay to go and get assistance, go to therapy, go to counseling. You're weak. How dare you? I'm a man. I don't need blah, blah, blah. And how you going to be coming in on us and blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, they are wreaking havoc on ourselves, on each other, on the people that we supposedly care about. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, people become collateral damage to our problems. Because we're unhealed and because we're toxic and dysfunctional, it ends up being the people that we claim to care about, the people that's close to us that end up going through second, third-hand abuse because we can't get right within, because we don't want to be accountable. And of course, when it appears, when it comes to men, anytime someone tries to hold us accountable, here we go with the, you're blaming us, you're bashing us, you're being mean, but women do it, but the LGBT, but the white man, and it just ends up being a bunch of fingers being pointed. No one ever is being held accountable. And then you're complaining when people are telling you, hey, this is the problem that we're having. What we gonna do, y'all? That's what I'm saying. What we gonna do? Because apparently we other men attempting to hold men accountable are seen as being, you're anti-man. You're a male basher too. You're a simp, you're weak, you're pathetic, you're taking sides. And it's like, what is this? Elementary? Like, what are we really at here? All right? And don't get me wrong. Like I've got videos where I'm talking about women being toxic, narcissistic, dysfunctional. I'm talking about narcissistic, abusive, toxic mothers. I'm talking about all of it. Yet, as usual, here y'all go with but you're bashing us. So am I bashing the women? Am I bashing the women when I'm also addressing the bullshit that happens with women? Are they being bashed? Okay. Again, it's like, you're very selective and you're full of shit. Because all this is projection and gaslighting. And you know what? It doesn't work anymore over here. And it hasn't for quite some time. Checkmate. Take accountability. Get your shit in order. And stop sitting up here calling everybody a basher because they're holding your useless, toxic ass accountable. Truth hurts.